Welcome back, everybody. Good to see you. Paul Training here. One and only James Hsu in the house.
Howdy, howdy.
Yes, he does have better clothes than you. He has better clothes than most of us, I would say, easily.
No.
Sharpest dressed man in the business.
Oh, no.
No, you got style, man. I appreciate it. I love your design sensibility, and I love that we're tackling like UX and UI, to be honest with you. Super cool.
And gracias, padre.
Sure thing, man. Yeah, whatever that means.
That's Spanish for thank you, padre.
This guy, I love it. Good to see you, Anissa, Ariana, Tim, Katrina as well, Julel. Awesome.
yeah,
Thank you so much for the warm welcome.
Hey, that's my wife.
Where?
Katrina.
Oh, hey, Katrina. Imagine that. Wow. Thank you for tuning in. So you're probably like, oh, so I don't totally annoy her. She's actually tuning in. You know?
That's right. Oh, people are saying that my shirt matches your laptop cover.
Yeah, he's nailed it. Yeah, like, trust me. Things are planned.
Yeah.
Nothing is done on accident.
That was
here.
not an accident.
Spot on. And I met yours, gray, kind of gray. So, well, cool. Day 2.
Yep.
This is cool. And you've been with us, I know, once before. Was that our first? Is this your second time then?
This is our second time together.
Because I feel like we go like way back, longer than just 2 times. That's
yeah.
all I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah.
That's all. So yeah. Anyways, good to have you back. Full day today. Thank you for hanging out with us. We do see Michael Crabtree and others joining us for day 2 as well. Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge. What happened this morning? Juan Jose. So again, just day 2 for these. Dave Arcade did fantastic illustration. Andrea just kicked off Creative Challenge for XD. James, we have him captive for 2 hours. Lock that door. That's right. We are keeping you here.
It's a little weird.
It's getting weird. What you don't know is we didn't even let him leave last night. The door has been locked since yesterday.
That's right.
So we will unlock it in 2 hours because that's as long as we can keep you for. So, yeah, then we'll go through withdrawals. But cool. I don't know if you want to do a recap. It looks like you got some stuff done here. I don't know if you do a quick recap of what you kind of did yesterday or kind of like get us up to speed.
Yeah, sure. So yesterday we just set the groundwork for a lot of our foundational stuff. A couple components that we defined here, our buttons, the different states of each button, our typographic decisions, so everything from our H1 tag all the way down to our H6, just defining what the... Let's see if I can do this. I want to do the Paul Tranny thing. Oh, there it is.
Oh, look at you. I love it.
I know. They taught me this.
So nice.
So just defining our font sizes here as well as our line heights. So doing that for our headings as well as our body copy. And then we just kind of gave them different classes and added them all into our asset sheet here.
Very cool. What's James? I need grandpa eyeball mode. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, she's saying that she wants it larger. So I'll zoom in.
Oh, I see.
So I'm zooming in here.
I love it.
All right, so I actually got some time to do some additional work off camera, just defining our components just to make sure that we keep the ball rolling and kind of don't take forever.
Yeah. And this is a component right here.
Right. So
that one.
Right. So this is.
They all are. They're all the same component.
Yeah, they're just different states. So this is a form field, and it's just very similar to what we have here for our button.
Which was so cool, by the way. Just how you did that, honestly.
Thank you. So yeah, we've got our regular default form field here. We've got our focus version here. We've got it with with some text inputted into it. In my case, I've got LAX plugged in, and ideally you'll want to account for all of the states. So what we're not going to do right this moment, but if you were to like really ship this, you'd want to account for an error state as well, and then make sure that you like have some error, some error text, and then that way you can have that as a state. So to make sure you cover all your bases. So just jumping back into it, so I got a chance to kind of just define our cards. So what I went ahead and did was define this header right here that is for one of the airports in Tokyo, and this this row here, which I'm calling the leg. So just a couple of basic pieces of information that we've taken from Google Flights: the price, which airline you're flying with, what time you're flying, the logo associated with the airline, the duration, the departing airport, the arriving airport, and whether or not it's non-stop or if it has multiple legs.
Well, that's cool. Did you do? You probably did like a little bit of research to see like what other airlines and
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
It
idea.
all probably follows like maybe a similar pattern. I don't know.
Oh yeah, definitely. So the idea is to not. You don't want to reinvent the wheel. So what I've gone ahead and done is just go to flights.google.com, and so we'll actually do this together. So I'm actually intentionally choosing LAX, even though we're in San Francisco, just because there's more direct flights to Tokyo from LA than there are to San Francisco.
We get it. You're cooler. Trying to start a fight here.
No, not at all. So here's the funny thing about Tokyo is that you actually can type this in. So this string TYO is the code for Tokyo, Japan, all airports. So you'll actually
That's really cool.
yeah wherever you go.
Yeah, almost seems like it's a drop down with a drop down.
This one, yeah.
But I like how detailed all that stuff is.
So
Love it.
So check this out. This is actually going to give you back your results.
This is from Google? Okay.
This
I
is
haven't
from Google
used
Flight.
Google's.
Yeah, this is from Google Flights. It splits it up into best departing and then your other not so good departing. So we're actually going to use this information to plug in all of our things here. So very similar to yesterday. The whole idea is just to kind of define the component up front and then just reuse them as kind of like, your brick and mortar. You're just building the whole thing out. So with that being said, let's start actually plugging in our website because it's looking pretty sparse over here. We spent a lot of time kind of putting together all the ingredients, and then we're going to come over here and actually get cooking with them.
Yeah. Into it. And again, since you've done this setup prior,
Exactly.
should go pretty.
It's going to totally go quickly. So check this out. So I like to...
Katrina's wondering if you're going to surprise her with a trip to Tokyo, and this is how you're going to reveal it to her. The big reveal. You put her name in the name field. I don't know. Are you guys going to Tokyo sometime?
We are planning it. It just hasn't been formally planned yet.
Okay. Got it.
So it's in the backlog.
That's cool.
So I'm just going to start placing a couple of things here. And so the nice thing about XD is it has these responsive components that you can kind of just drag and duplicate.
Yeah, and can we just take a second to just understand how awesome that is? Because you just resized that component.
Yeah, it was no problem.
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
This is so awesome.
Yeah, I'm just adhering it to our 12 column grid that we've got here. My master component is actually like somewhere right there, but I resized that no problem. It kept the inner padding. It kept everything the same corner radius, and
Doesn't distort it or anything. Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah, it made my life pretty easy actually.
Yeah. So nice. Massimiliano, welcome. Joe, good to have you here as well. Be careful if you're watching in traffic. Be careful. Apparently, it sounds dangerous.
Who's living on the edge watching in traffic?
Yeah, not advisable.
So I'm making a couple overrides. I'm just adjusting our opacity. So I actually wanted to look and see what the string is that Tokyo comes up. So Tokyo, Japan, all airports for TYO. So I'm gonna.
Okay, so yeah, that's a good question from Katrina, talking about the I'm ready button doesn't really adhere to the grid, or at least it's not spanning those four.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
Boom, that's you two make a good team. Look at that, bam, done.
Boom.
Thanks, babe. That's what you say.
Yeah, thanks, babe.
There you go. Thank you. It's weird coming out of my mouth.
Oh
Thank
look, Kevin Green's here. Hi, Kevin.
you. Kevin Green. You know Kevin?
Yeah. Yeah, we know each other.
Nice.
So check that out. It's starting to look pretty good. The one piece that's really missing is that hero image. So I'm actually going to jump into Photoshop. This is where I kind of created it, and let's dive into a little bit of how I created it. That way you guys can see how to mask this thing for yourself. So I'm just going to turn everything off. So I started with this image here, which is an asset that I pulled from unsplash.com. It's a really gorgeous vertical photo of Tokyo. It's got the Tokyo Tower in it, so it's very iconic. This is the thing that I was kind of looking for to make sure that there's like something recognizable as a landmark. So I took this and I kind of just plugged it into, I don't even know what artboard size this is.
It's probably the same width.
Oh,
as the...
you know, I just used the asset actually.
Oh, that's funny. Yep. Yeah, you just went to work.
So from there, I added this background, which is just a solid color fill to make sure that this faded to a solid color, so that I had enough room to play with. And then I know a lot of you were asking yesterday about what font this is. This here is from Typekit. It's called Modesto. And so if you see here, oh, let me do the Paul Tranny thing. Boom. Yeah. So
what is this? Old man zoom? What did Katrina call it? Right? Isn't that what you do?
yeah.
Whatever she said earlier was pretty funny.
Yeah, Katya called it old man mode.
Switch to old man mode.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of cool.
No, and trust me, everybody is viewing this in a window, like it's already small enough.
Right,
Like
right.
I don't think it can't ever be too large. Grandpa Vision. Thank
Right.
you for engaging Grandpa Vision.
Grandpa Vision has been engaged. So as I'm kind of messing with this, I'm noticing that it's not current as tightly as I want it. And this initial version, this is why it's stuck on this one, is because it's got this cool outer stroke, but it's not exactly what I'm looking for, because it's going to create these weird artifacts if I curl it too tightly. So even here, like I want this to create a ligature, but it's too tight, and so this outline weight for this family isn't going to work. So what I end up doing, and I'll show you without the mask, is using this weight right here, which is the fill. So we got the fill, we've got the inline. So I just adjust it to that. And one of the nice things that I'm doing to really kind of blend it into the background to make sure that it's not just flat color is I actually faded this opacity down to 80%. And this is kind of like a locals only hack that you do to get that kind of like vaporwave aesthetic. And so from here, it's really kind of simple. I created this mask. So here's what I'll do. I'll just show you what it looks like without the mask, and we'll recreate it. So from here, I actually just create this mask by clicking this icon here. And then the way that I create masks is a little hacky, so feel free to do it if you know a more methodical way, but I just draw it along the horizon. And the thing that you want to do is not have like a perfect line. You want it to look organic, because the whole idea for this kind of visual illustration aesthetic is that you want it to look like it's part of the landscape. So you've got a little bit of artifacting here, like whatever that square is, you want to capture that. So you want to give it kind of this organic shape, because if it looks a little too flat, a little too geometric, it's not going to feel real. And so you do want to kind of give it these bumps.
Yeah, that's good. And I think at this point, or once you have it selected, whether it's a hard line or soft line, because things are a little bit out of focus there. So whether you somehow anti-alias that line or something, I don't know, is another thought.
Exactly. So
you could use quick selection tool to create a pixel-based selection. We get it, Tim. You know Photoshop. Stop showing off.
Yeah.
Just joking.
Yeah, quit showing off in your academics.
You know, you could just no, I'm just totally picking on the guy. Just messing with you. It's interesting with a quick selection. I would typically try quick selection initially, but sometimes you just know what's going to work and not going to work. It's
Totally.
fine.
Yeah, and it's all going to come down to your photo selection, so whatever you choose. And I chose this one kind of intentionally because it has the Tokyo Tower in here, and see I got lazy with the masking just because I don't need to.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they say work smarter, not harder, right?
That's right.
So I don't need to do that one. This one's got kind of a curve.
Yeah, so quick selection will, that's, again, the first thing I usually try. I think that blue, and it's not right here, I think it's not going to be as awesome as we think, but I'm purely guessing.
All right, so check this out. Got that shape, that path drawn. I just command click right there, and I've got it masked. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to press X, which will invert my foreground color to black. And so you have to, this is the important part, you have to make sure that you're selecting the mask and not the layer itself. See, it's got the outline right here. And what I'm going to do is press Shift, Delete, and that's actually going to fill. So it's going to ask me if I want to fill it with the foreground color. I'm going to say yes. And the whole reason why is because black is going to hide your mask, and then white is going to reveal. So there it is. So there's a little bit more that you can do to it. You can you can.
I almost want to like. Here's just another. We don't need it.
What?
I was thinking, does it have? Do you get a little splash of the color of the city on the text?
Oh, that'd be fun.
Like
yeah.
a little bit of that blue gets splashed up on it or something.
Yeah, that would be fun. So yeah, you can see where I messed up a little bit, but we're gonna fix that right now. Oops, what am I doing wrong? Oop. Oh, you know what?
Yeah, it's interesting. When I draw paths, I don't use the path selection. I make shapes.
I think I
just because I could save the shape in as a layer. And it's a whole thing. It's personal preference.
Oh, I think I was in quick mask mode. That's why I messed up.
Which I can't. I never use.
I know. We need.
Like,
no. I don't
honestly, whenever that turns on, I'm like, how do I turn this thing off? Right? Because I feel like that's how you used to select content.
And then nobody tells you, but the hotkey is Q. So if you accidentally press it.
Yeah. Like, how do I turn this thing off?
Yeah. So I just wanted to show you guys how I do it. I added like a little bit of gradient. You can see it here too.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah, just to give it some subtlety. It's all about the subtlety. So check out my original one. This one I added a little bit more artifacting, so I added in some more like bumps and things that weren't here. And so I just want to show you how it's made.
Katrina, does she do design?
She's
like, check your channels. check your channels.
Just tell me to check my channels.
You keep those channels in check.
All right, I will. So actually I'm going to fix this because it's kind of bugging me. I didn't realize I didn't mask that one out completely. Boom.
Yeah, so it does make, when you're drawing with the path selection, makes a working path that then you can save that path in the paths panel.
That's right.
Alpha channel?
What about it?
Yeah. Alpha channels would be in your channels panel, but anyways, we get it, Katrina. You know what you're doing. We know who's really in charge here.
That's true.
Don't we?
That's true. So here's a little hack that I created, or not, I didn't create it, but this is just part of my workflow. So what I like to do is, if the artboard is not super huge, I'll actually just Command A and select the whole thing, and then I'll actually I can't talk. I'll press Command Shift C, which will, I believe it's copy merged right here. And so what this does is it copies the entire canvas onto my clipboard, and I'll actually, because I want to bring this in as a bitmap. And then I'll actually bring it into here. So I've already got my shape for this mask.
Good. Yeah, go ahead.
I've got this mask already set up, and I'll just paste it in. And
Does it paste it? Did it paste it in? Does it paste it in?
It does. Check that out. So it's not exactly where I want it, because I want it to mask to this rectangle here. So I'm going to select, wait, did I do that right? So I'm going to select the both of them, and I'm actually just going to mask it right here.
Mask with shape. So hopefully everybody saw that. Copy, paste, select two shapes. The one that you want to be the mask is on top.
Exactly. So let me do that again, that way everyone can see. So I'm going to turn that off. So I've got this one here, which is this image 13. Oh, should I do the thing? Boom. And then I've got rectangle 7.
Old man mode, engage.
I know.
Grandpa mode, engage.
And then I'm going to go into object. Or what's the hotkey for this?
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm masking.
Do you have them both selected?
Oh, no, I did it wrong. There it is. It's rectangle 1.
And they might, so mask with shape. Yeah, there it is. I'm going to see what happens here. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so now it recognizes that as a mask.
And see what it does to your layers panel.
Oh, yeah.
Too, just so everybody knows.
Oh, yeah, it just creates a group.
It's the two shapes.
Boom. Did I do that right?
Cool. I'm always, old man mode is always engaged for me. Wake up in the morning, old man mode, engage! Which is just like, everything in my body's sore. I didn't even do anything. I was laying still for 8 hours. Why am I sore?
True. So I'm gonna do a couple things. So the reason why I had that mask shape here is, and we have extra, we have extra room here to go play with, is we want to position it intentionally so that we kind of have a good fold on this. And then the other thing I'm gonna do is adjust this mask to actually bleed down a little bit more. And so I'm actually gonna have it bleed down here. Did I do this right? Is this the right? Yeah. Here's another trick to get this to bleed seamlessly, because ultimately what I want is let's see if I can find it. Oops.
Good to see you. Miriam, good to see you.
So what I want is this kind of seamless aesthetic. And to create that, we're just going to blend it using a gradient. So here's a trick that I like. I drop a color that is down here that's going to be dark. And then I'm going to change this over to linear gradient. I'm going to keep both values the same. And I'm just going to change the alpha on one of them to 0%. Actually, let's do it the other way.
Yeah, you should be. Julie, good to see you. You're right.
What?
Everybody likes your life. Your life?
My
your laugh.
My laugh?
There we are. Cue it.
You know,
You get an easy laugh, which is like nice.
It's not the first time I've heard that. So thank you. Thank you. So check this out. We've got this nice kind of like smoky blue gray color here. It's still just a pixel off, and it looks like we've got a border still on it. So we're gonna turn that off. And check this out. Here's the beauty of doing this technique is you can actually now just eyedrop this to this solid color, and look at that.
And you could, like, for the background of the page, you could change that color if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, yeah, you could do that too.
But yeah, either way. Miriam, where have you been? It's been a while. I want to know all the details. Like, where have you been exactly? I want a detailed itinerary of everything you've been doing. And quite frankly, what everybody should be doing is hanging out for Chat and Win. That's coming up in about 6 minutes. And also there's the challenge that's happening where we're going to be reviewing designing a checklist for a habit tracking app. So just so everybody knows about that right here. Zoop, I'm zoomed in. Grandpa mode engaged, but it's under the challenge tab right there. So, oh, so sorry, it's me. Wait, oh, I broke it.
Did you?
Yeah,
Grandpa mode?
I broke it.
Done.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm the problem. It's not Jim, our tech guy. He's doing everything right. I'm the one that's jacking with things. So sorry about the colored bars.
Cool. So check that out. It's looking pretty good. It's starting to really come together. One of the other things that I created was this header. So just real quick, what I went ahead and did is typed in Tokyo, Japan in...
I'm gonna have to take your word for it on that.
Yeah, in Google Translate.
Okay.
And then I just positioned in this vertical orientation, and I've created a component out of it. So if you look in the assets layer, I've just created it, what did I call it? Site header desktop. Boom, there it is. So any new page, if this page decides to expand beyond one page, we have this kind of like top button that we can just plug and play. So I've got one here for our desktop viewport as well as our mobile viewport. So
Cool.
those are created, and let's just plug it in, you know? I'm gonna copy it on my clipboard, bring it over.
I love it. I love those components. And you should be, if you try to resize that, what happens to that component?
This one here,
Yeah.
I think it'll be
Does it-
responsive.
Ooh,
There it is,
yeah.
yeah.
So that's very cool. And yes, I do want to be Paco 4.0. I wish. Nobody could be Paco. I quite frankly, we just need to let Paco go to the bathroom sometimes.
Yes.
That's the only reason we do some of the tech stuff. And thank you, Jim, who really is our Paco 4.0 this week. Jim is in the house. He's also our resident DJ.
Woohoo!
DJ Jim mixing up on the ones and twos, a little music that we hear in the background, right?
That's right.
Assume there's music in the background.
So I forgot that one of the things that I really liked about this is I used our 12 column grid here, but actually sacrificed 2 of the columns because I wanted it to be a tighter layout. And so just like before, we're just going to resize everything and have it be that much tighter.
That looks so good.
And check this out. That little detail, small difference, but really tightened it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That is very good. And you can you view that at 100% if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure. Let's see. Oh no, that's 0%. Is this it? Did I do this right?
It should. Oh yeah, you are right. Yeah, that's 100%. So, either way, because yeah, I like it smaller. Congratulations to Miriam. Got married and survived a company merger since the last time I saw her.
Hey, congrats.
That's a lot going on. I was thinking you're like, yeah, maybe I tried a tangerine for the first time, but no, she's like, I got married and all sorts of things. Life is happening.
So just real quick, just to recap, I brought these over that I recreated, and then I just duplicated each one of these legs, and just to capture kind of our best flights. And so you see how we've got this corner radius here? I kind of want to carry this card motif, so I'm actually going to override here and create this one down here that's going to have...
You should be able to hold the Alt key too if you wanted to just do it right on the element, but I'm sure you're no, is it not?
Hold on, did I do that right? Alt. That's this one, right? Oh, there it is. Hey, yeah, you're right.
But knowing you, with just your attention to detail, you definitely want to punch. Yeah, I knew you'd want to punch in a number, make it
for sure, dude.
tight.
Yeah, you know I'm crazy.
No, I love it, and I love how excited you get about when like things are right on the mark. You're like,
yeah.
Oh, killed it.
Boom, got him, coach. You know, consider that like swept.
Welcome back, Brianne. Good to have you here. And you are not late. You're right on time. This is right when we are expecting you. We actually have a chair right there for you to sit in, hang out with us. Chandra, thanks for bringing up like repeat grid. Also would be a good use case for that. And
Totally. Yeah, I actually created this using repeat grid. Oh, actually, can you do it that way? Where if you have one component.
Yeah, the thing is you'd have to break it apart to curve that bottom corner.
Yeah, you just have to do the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, or create some sort of bottom bar at the the base.
Yeah, so just another way to do it.
I want to know, somebody said that they made a logo in XD, which I'd love to hear about that. By the way, there's the challenge happening right now. Feel free to get involved with that. So, again, we want to make this a conversation. So that's where you're going to post work and things like a logo.
All right, so check it out. It's just that easy. As soon as you create the components, we're pretty much at the end. We're creating the second section right here. So we're gonna have 5 children per listing, which is 5 for Haneda. It's gonna be the top 5, and then we're gonna find the 5 for Narita. We're just gonna update this string.
Ekaterina, she says, James, remember, I don't believe in mobile first. Does she not believe in mobile first?
She does believe in mobile first. She's just trolling me.
She's trolling you.
She's just trolling me. We all believe in mobile first. Yeah, so the reason why I've designed it for desktop first is because it just looks so much cooler, and the whole point of this is to kind of show you guys how to design a design system. The mobile process is going to be very similar, where we take the same elements, but we apply them to this 375 width viewport. It's the same process, except that we're going to have a couple variations, especially here for our hero and for our heading and footer. So those are going to be different, and I can show you guys that stuff afterwards.
Yeah, and I definitely think we should talk about that a little more. Not right now. We are heading into our chat and win, and there's some questions about responsive and things like that.
Sure.
So keep those questions coming. Right now we have fireworks, which I love, which are also... awesome graphics going on in the background. So let's kind of dive into this. Let us know the first phone you have ever owned. We just need to know that somebody, a human, is at the other end of that keyboard. So chat and win right now. Welcome back, everyone. Fireworks. Bring on the boom. Yes, Nokia. Who had a Palm Pilot? I remember having a Palm Pilot.
I don't think this came with a data plan, though.
I don't know. Probably not. I remember having a BlackBerry and a Palm Pilot.
Do you remember the Sidekick?
Yeah. Well, yeah. What did that look like? Tell us about that.
It was like this danger hip top. You like flick it and it like rotates.
Rotates.
Yeah, you remember that?
That was like fun stuff. Things were flipping and rotating and blah blah blah. Like
yeah, this is a different
that
age.
was just kind of fun. I miss those, and we need to get to the point where these screens are bendable because I'm tired of seeing people's phones almost falling out of their back pocket. Because I'm like, either skinny jeans have to go, or we have to make phones fit in those little pockets.
That's right.
Razor as well. So that's how you enter. Basically, we're going to give you stickers, draw a name at random. Doesn't matter what phone you had. You could still be using it, and I would just give you mad props. But I also want to give mad props to Michael Crabtree. Congratulations, Michael, who's been a guest of ours. He's an awesome designer. He does actually print and does all sorts of UI design as well. So congratulations, Michael.
Woohoo!
Well earned, because he's been with us the past couple days, man. So just really appreciate you.
Oh, is this what he's gonna get, the sticker mule?
Yeah, man. You got enough design chops. You can knock out some cool stickers from Sticker Mule. You'll get 100 stickers. Everybody else, for $1, you can knock out 10 stickers. Try it out. Just have some fun stuff. Just
stickermule.com/WLive19.
tagging people with those stickers that you've made for like $1. And cool is right, Michael. Congratulations, buddy.
Cool. All right. So check it out. It's pretty close already. Here's what we're going to do is we've got our layout for everything set up, and we're actually going to plug it in with real information. So with that being said, let's just jump over to Google Flights and look up some flights from LAX to Tokyo. So we've got one right here from Delta. So this is fun fact. This is what I had to look up. Paul, maybe you know this because you're a world traveler. You're a man of culture.
I didn't know.
This +1 means that you're going to land there the next day.
Yeah. Okay.
So
yeah.
I had to look that up, but it like finally made sense.
Yeah, it gets displayed differently, but yeah, that is true.
So check this out. The cool thing about XD2 is it accounts for this. It accounts for this kind of superscript. So I actually don't even know. Yeah, it's called superscript.
Which is pretty new. Like those items. I'm so glad that all the various text options have, are finally in there because they've taken a while.
Wow, this one's kind of tough. 11 hours. 11 hours, 48 minutes.
Yeah, I mean you are. Is it? And that's with a. That's wow. That's no way.
I mean, I guess that's pretty.
Oh, I guess you're right. Yeah,
going
that's
to
right.
Asia.
That's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's a round trip. Check this out. 971. So see, all this stuff is plugged in, courtesy of our typographic decision making all over here. So everything's related.
The Juke phone. Remember Juke? Somebody's asking about the Juke. And somebody's asking about the Motorola brick phones. By the way, those Motorola brick phones, those Motorola's,
Yeah,
those are like durable.
Yeah.
Like, you remember when you didn't have to worry about your screen breaking because it was just a big, you dropped it and it's okay.
Oh yeah.
Brienne's going to Tokyo as well. Wow. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, a lot of people are. It's a popular location destination.
It is. You feeling some of that pressure?
For what? Oh, to go?
To get that trip booked?
Oh no, dude. I mean, it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when and how much.
Yeah.
So here's a trick that I want to just call out real quick. So anytime you have these kind of these like little sections where you basically are defining a div for a developer to plug in an asset. Let me break it down real quick so you can see it here in my asset sheet or my layer panel. So I've actually gone ahead and grouped it. So underneath it is this this rectangle, and here's the actual asset itself. So this is a kind of interchangeable section. So I'll show you right now how and why it's important. You want to define this up front, so you have this like meticulous kind of section that you're always plugging and playing this. So I'm actually just copying it to my clipboard. And here's another hack. I just like paste it in there, and then I align it with these alignment tools.
Oh, good. Nice.
And then I'll just,
I like that.
let's just skip that. And from here, I'll actually just get rid of the old one. So we're here at 997, another nonstop flight. So let's just do the rest.
Yeah, karaoke of course is cool in, well, Japan and like Seoul and stuff like that. Go to like she's asking for suggestions. I'd say go to like there's a robot restaurant or robot bar.
Ooh, have you been?
Yeah.
That place is fun.
I'm trying to think if it was the actual, yep, same place. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
So check this out. So funny thing is, different airlines have different alliances. So American is somehow like tied with JAL.
Yeah,
So
code share.
Yeah, that's kind of cool though. So you'll see.
It is cool, but then when you go to JAL, you don't have status on JAL, so you're not boarding group 1 or whatever.
But
it's fine.
That's the reason why it's kind of like intermingled like this, where it's like American first, JL second, JL, and then American. They're like I guess they're like siblings.
Yeah, it should be this. Is it? I think it's code. I don't know if it's code share or what. Who knows? Steve is our boring conversation of robots and code shares and things like that, and XD boring you. Steve just put in a bunch of Z's.
Is he complaining?
Did you fall asleep?
Oh,
Because it's talking about international travel and robots not exciting enough for you.
Oh, nice.
I'm sorry to bore you.
Yeah. Sorry, just go back to sleep.
What is this? This isn't Stranger Things season 3. I'm over it.
Yeah.
We all can't be the Demigorgon exciting all the time.
Yeah, sorry, Steve.
I'm like, Steve, you better clarify those Z's for me. Somebody's bitter.
I know.
Jeez, maybe I just need some coffee.
There you go.
I hate it when there's a code share and then something happens and you have to cancel the flight, so it ends up being credit, but it's credit with the code share airline, and you'll never end up going to JAL again for a year. This is coming from very bitterness that I found out yesterday about, like, I can't talk about right now. It's like, why are you giving me credit on an airline I'm probably just not going to get to within the year? Like, why? Why can't it be with my original airline, which is United?
They really don't let you do it that way?
All I know is I have Air Canada, like, credit that's going to expire in like 15 days. So unless I make it up to Vancouver somehow for a brunch, I don't know. It's not going to happen.
I think you could though. Why not just go to
Yeah,
Canada?
but it's so expensive. Like I have $500 in credit to get up there. It's going to take maybe $700 to get to any cool place from Denver. Anyways, enough of that. There is, Sarah, you're right. There's a lot of fancy. It's cool seeing you work this way. Like, I can relate to you as a designer putting this together. You're making something that I want to make, you know, and with the detail of a developer.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Well, yeah,
and they're gonna love you for it.
Well, here's the interesting thing, because like when you're designing, if you're outputting just a bitmap, it has to be this meticulous, because this as an image is not useful to anyone. When it becomes useful is when it actually gets turned into a website. And if you can't help facilitate the process for helping it turn it into a website, it's actually, you know, you're just making a pretty picture. Mm-hmm. Which, don't get me wrong, I love making pretty pictures, but you know, in the words of Janet Jackson, you got to ask yourself, what have you done for me lately?
Yes, the immortal words of Janet Jackson. What have you done for me lately?
So this is kind of an
image. You've done nothing for me, image, unless I can get those exact pixels and all that, the design specs, and
that's right.
You're like, hey, developer, it's on a 3. Did you do a 3? Not a 6 pixel grid.
Yeah, 6 pixel. So check it out. Here's the first one. It's all done. And you can see a comparison. Like, you know, it started.
You knocked this out. This actually came together really fast, just like you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, look. I mean, it looks really boring when you just like paste it all in there. But when you start plugging it in, you're like, oh, yeah, I see the value of it.
Mm-hmm. There is, I don't know if you've ever used the Google Docs plugin in XD, which I don't have it up right now, but like if you're ever dealing with these lists of cities or just like a lot of common data, you could use a Google Doc, a Google Sheet, and you can plug that in and that will propagate into text fields.
That's pretty cool.
Which is nice. Because you're getting to the point to where you're doing, you know, you're just mocking up data. It really doesn't matter, but it looks really good.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
So what I'm thinking would make sense, Paul, is if maybe I skip the mock-up for Dorita, because everyone's kind of seen it once already. You don't really need to see me like do this exact same thing all over again. And I'll just actually start jumping into how I would translate this into a mobile design.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that's what I wanted to talk about even before we did the chat and win. Like as you kind of work on that, like
Sure.
people say mobile first, but I feel like everybody works this way. It's just like with a branding package.
Totally.
I'm doing branding for a client. The most common use case for that logo technically is probably going to be like maybe the smallest iteration. Like even here when we're talking American Airlines and stuff. But I don't know. You still end up creating the nice version, and then you create the one that's going to be used all the time, which is the bug version. Is that wrong? I don't know if I'm making any sense.
Wait, say that again? The bug version?
Yeah, like, so if you're creating branding for a company, like you usually have the full color, the very nice logo.
Yeah.
And then you have the little logo that goes in the footer, like the worst case scenario bug.
Yeah.
The worst case scenario one actually gets used a lot.
Yeah.
Do you start with that worst case scenario version? Usually you don't. Well, maybe you do.
I see what you're saying.
I don't know. I started contradicting myself even as I was speaking.
No, what you're saying makes a lot of sense because that's like such a small use case, right? So like when it comes to typesetting, that's the way I was trained. I think a better way to go about it is to start with the thing that's going to be most used. So if, you know, the full color, you know, like super high res one is the one that's going to be the most popularized and most common. I think that's where you start because it's going to see the most usage. And that's where the whole philosophy of mobile first comes from, is it's going to depend on where your audience is and where they're coming from. So if you find that maybe 90% of your users are coming in through a mobile device, then what they're saying is design for that, prioritize that viewport first before your desktop. So in the case of ours, I've prioritized desktop because I wanted to show you how to create this kind of modular system that you can build off of. But you know, it would just come down to where your users are and how they're coming to visit your website. So if, you know, for example, everyone was visiting on a BlackBerry, then we would have to design for a BlackBerry.
Yeah, which is always interesting because again, I think we talk a lot about mobile first, but designing mobile first. But technically, I don't actually see people doing that in practice. But you please correct me if I'm wrong. They don't. I mean, they might show both versions, but they kind of start with like, here's all the content.
Right.
Let's do the curated, what's most important for the mobile experience. And I think when you do the desktop version, you're like, here's all the stuff we need.
Right.
Here's the curated experience for.
So I think where it comes from.
You're the You're the pro. I'm just the guy who sits next to you, takes credit.
No.
Yeah, look what I made.
No, what you're saying.
I'm gonna act like I'm actually doing this work.
Well, what you're saying makes sense because, like I said, it depends on who you're talking to and what it's for. So if you're talking to, like, you know, if I designed this website and I wanted to like show it to you because I'm interested in getting a job, I wouldn't show you the mobile one. I would show you like the nice fancy desktop viewport. But like I said, if 90% of my users are coming in through a mobile device that has a 375 viewport width, then it doesn't matter how nice this is because people will not, only 10% of people will see this. So if I have 100 users, that means 10 out of 100 will come and see this nice version, or 90 of them will see this, you know, rinky-dink version. So the idea of mobile first is not like it's not dogmatic. It's not like, you know, the 10 Commandments. What they're saying is prioritize what makes sense. So just like the same for you in logo design, don't design the bug first if the primary is going to be for color.
Yeah. And it's helpful to point out, like, even when you're pitching this to the client, you might not just go in with just the mobile version. You're gonna wow them with, hey, look at this big, don't you love what I can do?
Oh,
hey, guess what? Most people are gonna be seeing this version.
Right.
So, from a client standpoint, it's
Totally.
good to show them the wow factor.
Exactly.
Huxel, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. We reviewed your fantastic portfolio yesterday, and good to have you back today. This is when it comes to portfolio reviews, which we did yesterday.
Yeah.
We always wait for the person who's being reviewed to not be there for some reason. Because Huxel is here most of the time, and he missed yesterday when we were reviewing his portfolio.
That's funny. That's funny how that always works out.
Huxel, we had to wait for you to leave before we could review your portfolio. That's the only reason we reviewed it is because you weren't there.
Exactly.
So like mess with people.
So I'm just making a couple adjustments here to
nice.
to get this to fit better, because our fold is going to be right here. So I'm targeting the iPhone 6, 7, and 8, which is going to be similar to Android devices. I believe it's like the 360 viewport width. So we're at 375 at 1x. So if you ever get confused about this stuff, just think about the lowest, the lowest pixel density. So at FabFitFun and also on my team, we design at 1x just to make our lives easier, and we scale them up for higher density devices. So if it's an iPhone 6 Plus, we just export our assets at 3x, so on and so forth.
Yeah, and that is a.
It's kind of tricky. Like that kind of stuff, they don't really teach you in design school. You kind of learn it by doing it and falling on your face. And once you fall on your face enough times, you're like, oh, there's a better way to do this.
Right? Making mistakes is like the best teacher.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true.
It's like the only reason I think I know anything is because I've made a lot of I made a lot of mistakes. That's the only way I know how to do stuff.
That's right.
Mistakes.
Yep, they say pain is an excellent teacher.
I know. It's horrible.
So mine is a little weird, but let me see if I can fix this. So I'm doing a little bit of a hacky job right here, which is taking the desktop viewport asset and plugging it into mobile. If I were to do this in a better way that was like optimized, what I would actually do is create a new asset for mobile that was like actually the correct viewport width. That way it could be a much better experience and have more of the city in here, and it wouldn't feel so kind of crammed. But just for the sake of time and showing you guys, because I think everyone kind of gets the idea, we're just going to do it this way so you can see. So check this out. I'm gonna bring in, I literally am just copying my assets, bringing them into this mobile viewport, and then let's go back into our layers panel and we can actually use our classes and our heading tags that we've already defined. So in here, I've got it set to 36 for this, I think it's H4, so let's just bring it down to H6 size. And then we're gonna make some adjustments on this form, or this text, just to get it to fit.
Changing it from point text to area text.
That's right.
Nice.
Paul, you really know all the technical terms for all this. I just like know what to click.
No, I only know the few things I know, I always say when I finally know the name of something. Oh, I know this.
Yeah. So this button's a little bit big for, for mobile.
Text.
So I'm gonna actually adjust it. So 90 is still kind of big. Maybe I'll do 75.
Hello, Vahid. Good to have you here. Let us know if you're just joining us, maybe for the first time ever, or we'd just like to see your names in chat so we could say hello, like hello to Jennifer. Is Jennifer ready to go to Tokyo, huh?
I don't know, is she?
Are you ready to hit that I'm ready button? Which I just, you really have to sit and admire just like these components, by the way. Because I know you're kind of cruising through this, but if you take a moment to think about what's really going on behind the scenes, it's kind of awesome.
Oh, yeah.
You're literally like changing the text, and it's still kind of tied to that component.
Oh, yeah. It just makes your life easier when you have this stuff thought through.
Yeah.
And if you're working on a project that has like, it's not just going to be one and done, it's not just like a one-page marketing site, this is where this design system is really going to shine, because it's kind of like a vehicle. You're going to have to keep maintaining it. You're going to have to make new adjustments to every feature that you're adjusting.
Yeah, that's good. You're not going to nail it first right out of the gate, unless you're James here.
No.
Oh, Jennifer's been to Tokyo. She's like, yeah, I've been there. Yeah, I've been there. Oh, that place? Oh, yeah. Let me tell you all about it.
So
Are there really flying robots like in WALL-E? Are they in Tokyo?
They're definitely more advanced for sure. So I remember this is what I did in my other comp that I created for you guys. Oh, check this out. I went with the smaller button.
Okay.
And then I remember I adjusted this, and then this was the part that was different. So going back again to the mobile first mentality, this is the reason why you kind of want to start with your mobile viewport first, because that's where if a majority of your traffic is going to be coming through there, you want to make sure the interactions are smooth and well thought through. And so if we try to translate our desktop solution right here into mobile, it's not going to be a great solution, because we're going to have this tab controller, we're going to have these drop downs, which we still have, but these form fields are going to take up a lot of space. So I remember I adjusted this to be able to, they're form fields, but they're button drop downs.
Yeah.
And check this out, I also made this adjustment on the leg row, because on mobile you have much less space, and it's going to be real hard to cram all of this stuff into this little tiny card. So,
yeah. But that looks... you have all the information you need in there.
Yeah.
Like everything is in there.
Yeah, I changed a couple things, including the CTA, just because I think select is not, what's the word? It's not like intuitive enough. So, and I also combined it with the pricing.
That. I really like how you did that. That's good.
Yeah,
I like how you combine those too.
Cool. So let's take some time to do that.
I will. Well, yeah.
No.
Cool. No, I think it's awesome. I was thinking about time zones and different things like that. Like you could fill this with so much detail, but you have just the detail you need.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah, because this is where like kind of user experience comes into play. It's like what's the bare minimum that a person needs to be able to do this thing that they're trying to do. And in this case, they're trying to quit their life. They're trying to leave the country and just go straight to Japan. It's like you got to know when it is, who's going there, if it's nonstop, and how much it is.
Yeah. Samuel still loving the splash image. I agree. I think it is cool. And by the way, I'm glad you have that Tokyo Tower not centered. Like you did a good job of because some people are like, oh, I should align this, blah blah blah. No, don't do it. Right? Don't you agree?
Well, yeah.
Because you're trying to add variety, have a consistent. Like everything is so centered. You need something to break up that centeredness, and that's what I think the buildings and that all those organic shapes do.
Yeah, asymmetry is nice. You just got to use it. All right, so what are we doing next? We're bringing in these.
Miriam, we're going to do design feedback for XD in the challenge tab. That's happening in 35 minutes.
Yay.
And probably the moment you step away from your computer, that's when we review your design.
We actually wait until you step away, and then we do it.
Yeah, because we could see you through your webcam. Like, your hair's looking really good today.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's weird. Sorry.
Yeah, why did I jump in that with you?
I don't know. I like those posters on your wall. Where are you going?
You see, that's how you know I'm a down friend, because I just jumped right in, just face first. I didn't even think about the context. I was like, yeah, that is a little weird, Paul. Actually, I don't know this guy anymore.
No. Everybody's like, even though they don't believe it at all, everybody quietly put a little piece of tape right there.
I mean, I do.
Even jokingly, everybody's like,
yeah. So this is a case where you're going to actually want to adjust some of your components. So check this out. Even if I adjust this, it's not quite right. It's still a little bit too big. So I have this set at 24. I'm actually going to dial it down to 18. And this is starting to feel a lot better.
Tio Blogs, what's up? Oh, español. Oh, lo siento, un poquito español. Lo siento. But he's like, no, I got it. I'm bilingual. I'll switch it up to English. So thank you so much. This is looking really good. The first time we've seen a preview, by the way.
Yeah. That's the other important thing to do, right? Is to preview your work to make sure you're basically doing a taste test of what you're creating, because you don't want to just like plate your dish and be like, all right, go ahead and give it a shot.
It's so nice seeing this full screen, though.
Yeah, let's take a look at it.
Let's just enjoy it.
Boom.
Let's enjoy it.
I think I'm ready.
Yeah.
I think I'm ready, actually.
Get a ticket to anywhere in Tokyo. I'm ready to get out of town. The government's looking for me. One way. Out of LAX. They're after me.
Exactly. Let's get out of here.
Love that repeat grid.
Mm-hmm.
Good hierarchy.
And I just created this simple footer that I put down.
And this
here.
is really smart. Another thing you did is like, in terms of matching the color and everything, is like, there's going to be these logos from the major airlines.
Mm-hmm.
How can we have a consistent design knowing the actual content that we have looks like this?
Mm-hmm.
So.
There it is. That's it.
Well, Tio, this is for you, by the way. If you just started using XD, that's why we're here. We're here to learn from professionals. This guy.
Oh, me?
And who, me? Me? Whoa. Of course.
Let me tell you your first mistake was bringing me on the show.
First off, boy, do I have you fooled. I swear, if you think you're a professional, like, what are you really learning these days? If you're like, it's good to be in a business where you're actually constantly learning things, I'd say.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's why the tech industry, UX, UI, this stuff is constantly evolving. So.
Oh, for sure.
Someday we'll be doing designs, and it won't be, we won't be pushing around vectors or pixels. Just be all voice commands and stuff.
Do you think we'll get to a point where Skynet will actually do the work for us? Then we can just like chill.
Yeah, like it's gonna read our minds or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think literally this is what's happening right now. As we're talking about Tokyo, eventually I'll look at my phone and it's going to say, hey, would you like to book a flight to Tokyo?
Yes.
Because it's been listening this whole time.
Yes.
Hey, Paul, I noticed you're trying to run from the government. Would you like to book a flight to Tokyo? I'm like, yeah, I probably should.
Hey, there's worse places to go to.
Yeah. I would easily blend in Tokyo, as you can see, right? Just wear a hat. I'm good. Are you Japanese or Chinese? What is your heritage? Or I don't know. Like, what's your parents? Like, what's your
ethnicity?
Ethnicity. Thanks. That's the word I'm looking for. What's your ethnicity? You don't mind me asking.
I am Chinese American.
Chinese American. That is cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Boom. So yeah, I mean, it looks a little goofy just because it's like for mobile. So it almost looks a little bit too large, but when you consume it, I mean, let's just watch it. It actually feels nice.
You know, I like it, especially like this being like your splash screen, your first experience of this. You have breathing room. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be greeted with a ton of information that I have to read.
Right.
It eases me. I love this layout. I love it.
All right, so the whole idea is you want to click here, and then it's going to make a call to some server, hopefully like a Google API for the flights, and it's going to pull up all the information that's relevant to you. By default, we're assuming a couple things. We're assuming that the person is just a one person, and they want to just go and not come back. and that's kind of my tongue-in-cheek concept. It's like, let's get out of here.
Yeah, I love it.
For when you really need a vacation.
Yeah, I want like virtual vacation like that. I want to virtually book a flight to Tokyo and pretend like, I don't know.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just
could.
makes you feel better.
Yeah.
Tim, you're hilarious.
Dude, I thought about that actually. So they make these walking tours in VR where you just put on your headset and you just like pretend you're going on a walk.
Yeah.
Isn't that a like trippy time that we live in right now?
Yeah, that you're pretending like, again, taking a walk in like, you know, some nice park in Tokyo.
Yeah.
My VR experience would just be like waiting in line at the bank.
Can you
Because
imagine?
I'm not that creative. Like I'm only so creative. I'm just like, that's my escape. Because when was the last time you went into a bank? I have no idea what those look like on the inside.
Yeah.
Just joking.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, try
I'm
not
getting
to.
punchy.
Yeah, I try not to go. So I'm just. Here's what I'm doing right here is I'm taking a screen cap of the design solution that I put together just so I don't have to like rethink it. So let's take our information here and recreate this card that I've already problem solved. So this we're actually going to keep, but we're going to do a couple different things. Let's actually undo this. So we're going to ungroup it. The shape is kind of messing up, so we're going to recreate it. And we're not going to round it this time, because we're going to go full width. Just maximize the space that we have on mobile. And to optimize your components from mobile, it's almost kind of like a reductive art form. You want the information to be there, but you don't want to like have every nut and bolt, every bell and whistle. So I'm actually going to omit this icon and just keep this bare. So we'll go 375.
So that might go on top, like afterward.
Yeah, we can decide wherever we want to put it, but my primary thing that for sure people are going to need is this text here.
Yeah.
And so we can already see it's too big. It's set at 36. So we're going to just look in our asset sheet and just go with something that's more reasonable, like 24.
Michael Crabtree's like, banks, those exist? They do. The money inside of them don't.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist.
Yeah, that part
But the
does
banks are technically there, yes. You know that place where, you know, you don't keep your, where you don't have any money? Yeah, that thing. Like for me, like, yeah, no. That's why I'm trying to run from the government. Just joking. Too much information?
not. I know. He's right here. He's on Adobe Live.
Oh, wait, no, I swear it's pre-recording. Like I said, my name is Gus Martin, and I'm happy to be your host today. James Hsu, good to be here.
That's right. Actually, my name is also Gus Martin.
Yeah. And I'm James Hsu.
Thank you.
Yes, I agree. Color combo. And I have to really admire that steel blue is very nice. It's such a good.
Oh, you're saying I look very blue steel today?
You're very blue steel.
I appreciate that.
Very into it.
This guy.
Blue steel. And you can think about how much of this stuff would be automated, because you could always do, based on location, it automatically fills in you're from. And the fact that your device has been listening to you the whole time, it fills in the two.
Oh, for sure. Is this accurate, dude? Is this a real price? Oh man, look at that. It totally is. All right.
That is expensive.
Yeah. I wouldn't buy it right
It has to be one of the more, actually not one of the longest flights. I mean, always depending on where you
Well,
are.
that's the whole beauty of an idea like this, right? You could just come here every day and just click this and see what
Yeah.
comes up. So what you want is a price like this. So we just be like, boom, once you see that, one click, boom.
You need that. That's a good point, because you've even been thinking about, like, again, going to Tokyo. Can I... Actually, there are some mobile apps that I'll have to check out that will give you the best time of year to go to Tokyo.
For
which is
sure.
also good.
For sure. All right, so let's get some of this laid out correctly. What'd you call
Sky Scanner. That's the one that should actually give you the fares roughly sort of for any time of the year going to Tokyo from wherever you're at.
Oh, perfect.
The price.
All right, so check this out. I decoupled this entire leg component, and I'm actually parsing out all the different information, and I'm gonna show you how all that hard work that we did up front, which is setting all those header and p tag styles, is gonna apply here to this mobile design. So we're gonna plug that there. How do we have this? So we got American. So we're gonna put a couple of the pieces of information onto one line for space saving consolidation. So I'm gonna plug that here. That way we don't have to worry about all this stuff. So we're just gonna delete them as because we don't need all of them. And we'll just take this same string.
And
What's that?
I mean, that's already what you've predefined anyways, is your...
Yeah, we're giving it some new styling though.
Okay.
So that's kind of the whole reason why this whole design system works. So check this out. I'm actually adjusting my type hierarchy to this being the primary thing that you want to read, and all of these subheads being the secondary thing. And the call to action, select 435, is still going to be in that main color. So we're kind of using colors in an interesting way. Like we've got things that you can click on as in red. We've got a darker red here, which we defined up front, but these are the main call to actions.
Yeah, I was just thinking about, like, technically I searched on LAX to HND. So I was like, technically you don't need that there, but it's there as a confirmation of, hey, this is the flight that you searched on.
Right. Yeah, and that's a usability heuristic. It's number one, actually. It's called visibility of system status. And so this is about like getting feedback. Like, have you ever clicked on a button and the button didn't do anything? And just like, did it work? Did it go through? Did it get my thing? So even though it seems a little redundant to have this here, but it just double confirms that this is what they're looking at. So we're just going to start using our type styles now. So let's just start clicking through them. So that looks pretty good. Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's very cool.
So I'm just going to do these overrides.
Love it.
So just because I've done this so much, I know exactly what these widths are going to be. So I know at its widest, edge to edge is going to be 375. And right now we're practicing adding an inner padding of 16 pixels. So just like you guys mentioned yesterday, you can actually do math in here. So you can actually go minus 16. And then, because I'm not good at math, I'm going to add another 16 for the other side. And we talked about this already.
I think you're better at math than you put on, yeah.
Wait, did we actually define 16? Let me double check what I said here. Yeah. Oh, this one is off. Do you see that?
Everybody's really admiring how coordinated we are between my laptop skin, your shirt, and the interface. Like, everything on the screen, dialed in.
That's right.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I did this one for Senna. She says that this hand symbol means money, but I told her this means okay.
How does this mean money?
I don't know. Senna, how does this mean money? This doesn't mean money.
Oh, like a coin? Like a coin?
You're going to have to ask her, because it doesn't mean money. Every person I've asked.
I can see okay.
Yeah.
But I like those myths about just things like that. Like, okay, I've heard means 0 kills from the Wild West. Means there's been no deaths in this town for this many days.
That's good,
But that's not what that means, but I just like that story better than whatever the real story is. Doesn't that sound cool?
Yeah.
I think okie dokie came from slang, or okay came from okie dokie, which, it's a whole thing. So anyways, off topic.
All right, so now that we've put it in here, we can actually see it's way too big. So let's start adjusting it again. Where did I have it before? XL. That looks pretty good. Let's adjust that superscript. We're gonna do an override to make sure that this is black. And all of this type, we're gonna make a lot smaller too. So what did we say before? We've got extra small
so
here.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice, right? So we're just being real consistent. So
Because you were like, I don't even know what the size is. It doesn't matter.
it doesn't
I have the
matter.
character style. over
Exactly. I've already created these like plug and play recipes for myself.
Mm-hmm.
You just set it and forget it, you know, just like Velveeta cheese and you just pop it in. And then the last piece here is this icon. So because we want to stay on grid, we're just going to do an 18 by 18 size asset. It'll still be the same asset, but we're just going to adjust it for this. So you want to make sure that that's lined up. That's lined up. And this you're going to have to play with because you want to be consistent about your spacing. So check this out. I've got this extra space here in between my 10:32 a.m. extra space here. What you don't want to do is, you see how in my first one I took out the spaces? You just want to make sure that this is consistent however you define it, or whatever database you're going to be using, and that your design solution supports it. Because otherwise you're going to have that inconsistency. People are going to start poking holes in your design and be like, well, this only works with the extra space.
Yeah.
And so you can actually see that it'll start breaking, because if we're going to put our CTA here, if this gets any bigger, and this is about future-proofing your designs to make sure that it's going to scale. So if we have something that, if this is going to be for European clock, it's going to break because that content is going to be hidden here, and that +1 is actually kind of important. So because of that, we're going to adjust this even smaller. So this was set, I remember what I did. I broke the rule here and I actually set this to 21. So that way we know that every instance where there's going to be a digit is accounted for, and that it's not going to break.
Yeah, Michael Crabtree's correct. OK means, it stands for Oklahoma. So anytime somebody says OK, they really mean Oklahoma. Oklahoma.
Thank you, Michael. Always with the trivia knowledge. So check it out, it's pretty close. What do we have for this for? Oh, it's 4, so it's 971. So the last thing that I was gonna do is show you, oh, this is way too big.
All right. Sarah Little, how are you doing today? Let us know if you have questions. I like future-proofing this. It gets even more interesting when you start throwing in other languages as well. That's like a whole other deal.
Yeah, when you start thinking about internationalization, you got to start thinking even harder. If you thought I got really technical and nerdy about typography yesterday, you have to start thinking about extended character sets, whether or not you're going to be supporting Asian alphabets. There's so much into it. So, when you're choosing your font family, then you have to think about your font stack. Like, does this font have an extended character set? Is it going to break if it gets translated into French? And when you have translations into languages that are much longer, like German and Russian, you can basically expect to double your string length. So, if nonstop was only a 7-letter word, it might be a 12-letter word in German.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and German is typically probably the longest.
Probably the longest
language.
Probably the longest. I don't speak German, so I can't verify for you.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's kind of crazy. But Tim would know. Tim lives in Germany.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, Tim Mobest.
Is he saying something? Is he saying anything about it?
No, he hasn't yet, but he could probably definitely confirm that. Yeah.
Cool.
It's like, why are you using? It's not Scrabble. Why you gotta use all the characters? Okay, Tim. German words are not long. Help me out here.
Oh, there he goes. He's weighing in with his locals.
Would love to have you clarify.
His locals only expertise.
This would be a.
So this is another case where I'm actually going to turn on my my baseline grid to get this buttoned up. And the reason why is because I want this to be intentional, and I want these to be measured out and have that right rhythm. Because if it doesn't have rhythm, why are we doing it?
Exactly. It's got to be like jazz,
That's
but
right.
a little bit more deliberate.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's like, this is your sheet music or something, like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's pointing to the layers panel.
Yeah.
Exactly, because if it ain't got that swing,
Yeah, how does that go?
I got that all wrong.
If
It don't mean a thing if it ain't got
got
that
a
swing.
That's right.
Uh-oh.
And if it's not red or gray or black, we don't care as well. Just because that's our theme for the day.
Exactly.
Yeah, so Tim, don't you live in Germany? Like, let us know, Tim. I know you're throwing out some majorly long German words that I'm not even going to like begin to pronounce. Sarah was Ansbach. Is what, Germany somewhere? Sorry, I just feel like such an idiot.
It's okay. You don't gotta apologize to me. All right, so time to round those corners. Again, I'm choosing a lowest common denominator of 3, just to make sure that everything is proportionally correct. Let's just double check this. Oh, look at that. Boom, on the money. 9 pixels. And I eyeballed this one. Oh, what was that? Also 9 pixels. Hold on, should I zoom in more on that for you? All right, so we've got this one set up. We'll group it. Oh, what did I do? I just broke it.
Tim's in Germany now. Tim, where are you, though, like in Germany? Let me know. I was in Berlin a little bit ago. And I want your exact address. Exactly where you are right now. Like, if you can send me your, like, GPS coordinates.
So exact same setup. We've got this modular system set up. So in this case, we're actually just going to go ahead and repeat grid to create this. You can also componentize this by hitting Command K just to add it into your asset library. So here it is. I can just call this leg card mobile. Leg card. That sounds funny, right?
Leg card, right?
No.
Oh, leg.
Leg.
Like first leg.
Yeah, like your
Okay.
flight leg. So let's repeat grid. We're going to create five listings. And then what is this set to? 24 feels right. So we're going to keep that. And here it is. The only thing left to do is mirror the content, and we'll actually be in really good shape.
I really like that thin line divider, horizontal line you put between the text.
Oh.
The different legs. Is that what that is?
Yeah, it is. So,
Or is it not? Maybe it's not there. Why does it look like it was when we were zoomed out?
no, you're right. It is.
Oh,
So-
it is there. Okay.
So this is a little trick that I created. Actually, that'd probably be a good, like, I wasn't expecting to go into this little tiny detail, but because you brought it up, I will.
Yeah.
Don't worry, no charge.
Oh, good.
So this is actually a 1 pixel horizontal rule divider that I've created, and I really love these type of dividers. My team will tell you that, because they see me using it all the time, the way that I create this and why I make it so subtle, because I'm all about the subtlety, is it's actually got a 3-point linear gradient in it.
Oh.
Yeah, so if you look right here, you'll see, oh, hold on, let me engage old man mode.
Here we are.
All right, here we are. So there's actually one endpoint right here, which is the same. They're all the same value, which is this BF. This one is set to 0% alpha. This one's set to 0% alpha. Oh, you can move it?
Yeah.
And this one is set to 100%. So you've got this like gradient sandwich where the buns are just 0% opacity, yeah. And
That
then
is very cool. Like, I would have not in a million years, and your team is like, why did you put a gradient there? Is that what they asked?
they really don't like it.
They're like, why? Like, hey man, what are you gonna do? I'm in charge.
They're just like, whatever.
Things not to say at work. What are you gonna do? I'm in charge. Don't say that. No.
Unless you're Paul.
No. But then they're like, that's nice. Escort him out of the building now, please.
Security.
I'm not really in charge. Yeah, Tim is in the Berlin area. I'm gonna come stay at your house. Being like,
why you gotta make it weird for him like that?
oh, I was gonna get even weirder. That was
like,
in the beginning.
You're like, Tim, I can see you.
Tim, I'm gonna stay at your house. I'm gonna go in a little, like a little pet bed is where, and then Tim's gonna be on a big, because Tim, how tall are you? 6'7"? Tim's a big guy.
Oh, I don't know. You tell me.
And then I'll be just in a little like pet bed, and he's like in the big bed, and I'm just like curled up. I'm like, anyways, continue.
Okay. So, check out what I did.
This is
the whole point of creating these reusable components, that you can just duplicate them and basically have the rest of your website done.
And would you have to break apart this? What's the second part for? You're just kind of duplicating content.
Yeah, so I just duplicated. So the reason why I did it is because I'm going to mirror this Narita section here, because there's 2 airports in Tokyo. What am I doing?
Okay, the second. So you did Tokyo all airports.
Exactly.
Okay, Tim's 6'8". Sorry, I missed that part.
Oh, he really is.
Crush me.
Oh, check that out. It barely fits. If we had it any bigger, it would totally break.
Mm-hmm. The nice thing is well, gosh, I don't know. I would definitely shorten international long term, but yeah.
Can you? Oh, yeah.
INTL dash L or
it's apostrophe.
L, yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, so Micah, we could talk about that. There are transitions that we have in XD, just so you know. Standard swipe, push, move type transitions. There's also like a magic move, if you will, so animated transitions, dissolves, all sorts of things. We haven't even gotten into that. This is looking sharp.
Check this out, yeah. Even though it's the same content, you can really get a feel for it.
Mm.
That was a nice call.
Yeah, that feels good.
And the last thing that we're missing to actually get full parity between desktop and mobile is the footer, which, don't worry, I've graciously recreated for you here.
I like it. Less than 8 minutes for design feedback. So check out the challenge tab for Micah as well, in case you want to. You have 8 minutes, 7 minutes to try a design in XD, and we'll review it.
Paul, should I push this out into the cloud so that people can get access to it?
Yeah.
Okay, walk me through how to do it again.
Sure thing. We want to do, oh yeah, so just hit share up at the top.
Is it this one?
Yeah. You got it. We can share for review.
Okay.
Other people can comment and fun stuff. Allow comments, yeah, looks good.
Okay. Both of these, right?
Yeah, create link. Claude's in the house. Claude, what are you doing over there at your desk? You come in here. Say hi. We need somebody to test this out. We will post a link. You can see it down there at the bottom. This is going to be interesting, so let's open. You can just click on the link if you want to, or copy it, or whatever.
Okay.
So it's going to load up we can kind of go through these details. We didn't link them up at all, so if you just have a bunch of screens, yeah, I mean, you can see what's happening.
Yeah. This will be good just for people to just check out. And then if you click right, you can actually see the next screen, right? Oh, is there another one? Oh, here it is. It's the whole
yeah,
library.
So, and if you don't want all those screens to show up, you could just connect the screens that you want. But since you didn't connect anything, it just says, here's all the artboards, which is perfect.
Cool.
So yeah. Amia, hopefully you like that. Hello, good to have you here. Welcome to the evening crew, the afternoon crew.
Cool.
So with that done, I mean, just copy this, just kind of just save it.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to. I was thinking when we switch to our screen, maybe you could paste that in, or you could jump out to chat and paste that in yourself. It's up to you.
Okay, we can just do it later then.
Take a break.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, so we'll just use this time to plug in and we'll match the Haneda section. So just to kind of get into the nitty-gritty of it all. This is the most exciting part, actually. Shout out to Steve. Let him know that we're doing this for him.
Steve?
He's the one that was falling asleep.
Steve was?
He was typing the Z's.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. I know this Steve was the illustrator, is what we named the illustration earlier today, so that's what I was thinking about. Steve's like... Amit likes it, says great. Adobe.
Thanks.
Great. James here. He is the man.
Oh, thank you.
James Hsu, Jamesy, online through most of the social medias.
That's right.
My name is Gus Martin, and I'm super happy to be here. Just kidding. My name is Paul Tranny, but I'm pretending to be Gus because why not?
Why not?
If I actually was Gus, I would manage to turn every conversation into a conversation about fishing.
Ooh.
Because that's what he does all the time. I'm just joking.
He's good at that.
I like picking on him, but yeah.
He's really good at fishing, though. Have you ever watched
all of his
content?
every metaphor has to deal with fishing.
Have you ever watched his content? It's really good.
Yeah, Real Tackle Boys.
Yeah. Super informational.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, I haven't seen a video lately, but I feel like I haven't been on social media that much.
Yeah, no, it's a good time.
Yeah, be like our little window to the world. All right. We're gonna be able to see what other people are up to through the challenge tab, where we even give you a starter file.
Okay. What do we got in mind for challenge?
Well, it's all about creating a checklist for a habit tracking app.
Ooh.
Like how many habits you're breaking.
Oh.
I don't know. Or like how many habits you're keeping.
Oh.
How many bad habits you're holding on to. It's a checklist. Oh. Yep, that still exists. Oh, I still slept through my alarm.
Mine would be huge.
Yeah. So basically a checklist app.
Okay.
Which is always interesting. There's things that you should be doing, things that you shouldn't be doing. I think it's always easier to add the things that you should be doing than getting rid of things that you shouldn't.
That's always...
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you should focus less on not eating bad stuff, just eating good stuff, for instance. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, but anyways.
Oh, dude, check this out. So I plugged this in, right? The string for American JL. This is the reason why it's important to check your own work. I almost broke the design. It almost was too big. And if it would have been too big, then we would have to figure out what this looks like when it wraps, or readjust this size to be a smaller one. Fortunately, it didn't break, and we don't have to do any more work to it. But it almost did.
Awesome. Just checking out the submissions. We don't have a lot of submissions, which is actually good. For the ones we've submitted, we have some, we get to spend some quality time on them. Mm. And look at Miriam. She's like, hey, I'm not doing the challenge, but you should check out my stuff. I like it. Such an opportunist.
I know.
Like, I'm okay with it. It's all right. When is you currently live in LA?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
When is your flight out, by the way?
This evening.
Okay.
Yeah, so the one other thing that I'm doing here is when I'm bringing this asset in, I'm copying it on my clipboard, and I'm just going to call this out. And I'm actually still using the same asset on its, so it's still the right resolution. And I'm pasting it into this. So this div now is 18 by 18, and I'm actually readjusting it. So as I paste it, I'm resizing it to 18. I'm grouping it with the asset beneath it, and then I'm using the alignment tool to just make sure that it is perfectly within that box.
Yeah, and I think people like, again, like just the pasting. It's the fact that you had something else selected, it pastes it right on top of it, which is, that's what I want in other apps, to be honest with you.
Right. And you want to do it in that same group. That's the reason why you select it first before you paste it. Because otherwise it'd just be too much.
Yeah, I agree. All right. I'm just loading up some of these.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thanks so much, Blackbird. Jorgon. Luis. Get some of these preloaded. Awesome. Looks like we have only about 3, so this is good. This actually, you're gonna have more time to work.
Great.
As well. All right.
1082. Oh yeah, it's the same flight. What?
Miriam.
What happened?
It's so boring here. No questions, nothing. Sorry. Hey, I can't do it all. Like, what do you want me to? Feel free to ask us questions, Miriam. She's a tough. She's a tough audience.
Yeah, listen,
tough
Miriam.
audience.
Just take your
She's like,
expectations.
entertain me, people.
Yeah, take your expectations and just place them on the floor.
Yeah.
And that is where
then,
we'll keep
yeah.
them.
Oh, good. Micah, even though I look at the other people's work on Behance, talking about like jealous of some other people's projects out on Behance, but is also very proud of his or hers. I don't know if Micah's guy or girl.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. One of the traps that it's really easy to fall into when you're like a really young designer is doing self-comparison, and that's really easy to be like, oh, I'm not doing enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not sharp enough. But the important thing is to make sure that you're constantly developing your own skill set, because you're actually not competing with other people. I mean, you are in some cases, but what you're trying to do is just make sure that you're a better designer than you were yesterday, and you accumulate enough of those days, and you're going to become a phenomenal designer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally, and that's why we have these daily challenges. It's like you hope there's a big difference between day 1 and day 10. It's just like anything. You put time into it, chances are you can't help but get better.
Yeah,
like, success is almost unavoidable if you put in the time to a certain degree, right?
There's no. Everyone always asks, what's the secret to becoming a good designer? There's no sexy, like, hot tip to it. It is just putting in the time and effort and grinding and falling on your face. And you fall on your face 50 times, and on the 51st time, you'll be like, oh, I can do this. And it's a little bit different.
Yeah, and I mean, we're happy as Adobe to make things a little bit easier in terms of the tools. But you obviously, shined a light on all the design techniques and everything you did here.
For sure.
I think these sessions are often technical and then design oriented as well, which is what you obviously bring to the table. So I'm loving it. All right.
All right.
Yeah, so 0, 0. Let's take a look at this.
All right.
Tokyo.
Boom.
I'm ready. Get out of town.
Dude,
Government's looking for me. One-way ticket.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Maybe I want to go to Narita and land at that airport.
Why not? Keep them guessing.
Boom. Keep them guessing. They're listening to my phone anyways. It doesn't matter. Why am I trying to run?
Yeah, which one's going to be?
So yeah, that's awesome. Oh, I love this view too. Corey, I just want to do a screenshot of it. It's so nice.
Do it. I'm not going to stop you.
Hurry in. Hurry.
Oh, dude.
Hurry.
Oh, send that to me.
It's so nice. In. Play. This is weird. I'm watching our own video of us. Like,
I feel like I should pose.
ego much?
I feel like I should pose for it.
It's going to take a second for it to catch up. But look at how nice this is with that type, that everything, that tower.
Yeah, and this is the kind of like beautiful thing. When you're creating a one-pager like this, the important thing is to hook people in with this hero shot. That's actually got to be the most enticing. And that's kind of the reason why I broke down that little technical detail about masking the type, making sure you get those little artifacts in there, giving that gradation on your mask, making sure your kerning is looking good, it's locked up tight, your ligatures between like that K and the O are looking really good.
Mm-hmm. And you still read that as Tokyo. The Y could be mistaken for a V.
Mm-hmm.
You don't cut it off. You have it showing just enough of it.
Exactly.
Plus, everybody knows it's not going to be Tokivo, probably.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they call being an artiste, Paul.
Yeah, you're such an artiste. Such an artiste. I like it. So it's so cool, man. Good job. Yeah, let's kind of dive into reviewing other designs as well.
Sure.
And again, challenge tab right over here. Zoop. That's where you'll find this content. And again, we'll be doing these challenges. This is only day 2. It's really the first day to submit work. And it's all about creating a checklist for a habit tracking app. I want to be like, habits you want to break? Yep. I did that thing I wasn't supposed to today, just like usual.
Yeah.
Oh, I slept in. I missed a meeting. No, anyways. Starter file, and then we'll review. So just so you know what the starter file looks like, this is what you get. So if people just show up for the starter files, I think it's a good idea. Because look at how nice this is.
It's nice, right?
It's a challenge with a focus on some inspiration as well. Super cool. I mean, look at this. As a resource file, this rocks. Into it. All right, so what you'll do from there is they get posted to Discord, where we get to continue the conversation even beyond today. But here's the current challenge. It's from yesterday. Gus did a great job of posting the challenge. You can see right here. And then Andrea, people chimed in, and Andrea kind of kicked it off at about 12:30. So let's kind of take a look at Blackbirds. Right there, DCC, day 1. August 20th, my work, my health, my family, myself. Let's click down here. Boop.
Ooh.
Rises to the top. That was a nice transition. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
Let's go listen to music.
That's fun.
Sorry. Read a book. Boop. Talk to a friend. Draw a picture of that friend. And then relax after drawing that picture.
Oh, that's fun.
I like that.
Is that it? Looks like there's 3 more pages left.
Yeah, so some of these, so when I clicked on that link, by the way, it came in like this. So you can hit escape to, to escape full screen mode. Right down here, what'll tell you the number of, the number of pages, just so everybody knows. I can just click through, like if sometimes I don't know what to click on.
Right.
Luckily, I know what to click on because there's hints. So right here, we can click, okay, myself. Love that transition.
That was good. That was
Right?
slick.
That's pretty nice. Listen to music. Read a book about that music.
Wait, this is supposed to be like a checklist for things that you're supposed to do or not supposed to do?
Like this is like what I perceive this as being like a well-rounded individual. Like make sure you're not alone. You're not alone in this world. Talk to a friend. You want to exercise drawing. So I think this is a pretty defined list that you can kind of put together.
Yeah. No, I can see this being like really useful for like self-help if you want to meditate, do something nice for yourself.
Yeah, I agree. I really like this. I like being able to build out this list. And you have a natural inclination to, checkboxes are awesome, right? It just, you want to click on that.
Well, the cool thing is that they did a really good job at communicating the disabled states, because it's still like able to be clicked on, but because the check marks are in that like light gray state, you can kind of see that there's something to do here.
Yeah, it's very intuitive. Like, boom, boom, progress bar. What could happen here is you can use auto animate, and this line will actually grow. So currently just as a straight dissolve, but that's what I would do here. Is I would do auto animate, and that line would be like zoop.
That'd be dope.
Yeah. Way to go there, you. It's like the app forgot your name. Hey, you. Way to go. That's outstanding, though, right?
That's how I'm gonna greet you next time I see you.
Hey, you. Make sure there's that pause in there.
There you go.
One person we didn't forget is, of course, a Blackbird. So Blackbird, you are awesome. Excellent job. you obviously know what you're doing, and we appreciate you as well. Okay, Jorgon, fairly new to web design, so these are super fun. That's the whole goal of these.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have it. Habit flow. Here's habit flow.
All right.
All right. We can go full screen. Give me kind of zoom in. Did you finish these tasks today? Drink 8 glasses of water.
Whoa.
Go for a walk. Finish your paperwork. Finish this design.
That's funny.
I love it. I think there's just like
It's just
let me
the one
escape out of
screen?
this.
It's just that one screen.
Yeah, but you know, honestly, like this kind of probably could just sum up. You know, I mean, it doesn't need to be overly complex.
Right.
What do you think of the colors and like what's your opinion?
I think the colors are fine. I would say that if I had feedback for you to improve this design, it's missing a call to action. So if the main objective of this app is to keep track of positive tasks for you to do, there are a couple of interactions that you need to think about. Is one, how do you mark these things as complete? And it looks like it might be that check mark, but I'm actually not quite sure because there's another icon next to it.
Yeah.
And so the reason why I'm saying not quite sure is because that second row, go for a walk in nature, doesn't have those same signifiers. So I mean, a really good way. One, I applaud the fact that you're getting into this space because that's the first step. But a good way to get your feet wet and kind of know what's out there is just to take a look at what other apps are doing and kind of dissect and reverse engineer them. And see how because like at the end of the day, we're just designing screens here. We're not reinventing the wheel or anything.
Yeah, and honestly, that kind of what makes this task hard. It's like, do you really need to rethink the checklist, for instance? Does it need to be rethought?
Right.
Here, I just want to jump out to the inspiration ones, just some different ways to tackle, checklists. Kind of like this. I guess it might be similar to this one. Is it drink water and then a certain number? So...
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I wonder what the interaction is for logging another glass of water for that one, though.
Yeah, what do you...
You probably have to click it, and it probably gives you a window, and you tell it that you drank another glass, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I really just want to click on it once, and it adds. Click on it again, it adds.
Oh, they're probably...
Like, I can click 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 glasses.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
I mean, but to your point, I don't know really how it works. But this is good. It's good stuff. Like it. Into it. Sold. Sign me up. I'm motivated to drink more water.
Ooh, what
sorry,
is
let me
this?
grab their name real fast. Jump out here. And by the way, let me just do this really fast. Bam. You are awesome. And also,
Gotta find the perfect emoji.
Yeah, a little kitty cat with eyes for hearts for eyes. Luis, dive into this.
Here's his jab. I want to see the 1-2 combo, Luis.
Let's see that 1, 2. Ooh, 9 screens. Whoa.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me absorb this.
Ooh, yeah, because you are the...
as a plant boy myself, I'm really into this.
Exactly.
What do we got going on? We got a couple birds of paradise. Actually, I don't know what these guys are. I'm not that big into leafy plants. A couple palms.
You're all succulents.
I know. I'm trying to venture.
Dude, I gotta tell you about some of this an app later.
Oh, yeah?
Have you ever heard of Seek?
Oh yeah, I have. Is it the one where you learn about plants? Yes, they told me
Seek.
about this. Yes.
Seek will actually, like, you have a picture of it. Like, I could probably, based on this picture, I could probably take a picture of this picture, and it might be able to tell me what that plant is.
That is really cool.
It's pretty cool.
That's
But
kinda-
this is also nice. Look at this little
Yeah.
that sort of slider motion kind of going back and forth.
Yeah.
And these are just 2 artboards. The images in a different place.
Oh, I
Second
get
artboard.
it. Yeah, so
Super easy to do, but I commend you. We didn't even get into prototyping.
Wait, hold on.
This is
Let's
awesome.
just look at it before we click on anything. Begin watering cycle, manage plants. Oh, this is fun. It looks like it's so. Without reading too much about it, it looks like it's a water tracking app for when you need to water your plants and kind of keeping track of their
That's
watering.
really cool. This is fun.
There's a couple indicators too. We got a green, yellow, and red. And so
Yeah.
culturally, green is in good shape. Yellow means kind of like warning, so it's got a different connotation. And red is always kind of danger. And so these are kind of, I don't want to go as far as to say these are culture agnostic colors, but I feel like they're pretty universal in terms of like green equals good, red equals bad.
Yeah. No, I agree though, because that's kind of what I gathered. And what a good way to, without saying good, okay, the word bad. I think you're spot on with that. So there are a couple screens here, so we can click on this one.
Yeah.
Or wait, hold on. Let me see if there are 9 screens.
What happened?
There we go.
Oh, look at this list.
Watering cycle.
Hold on, let's read through this. This is like really thought out. All right, so what do we got? We got a list here. We got different plants. I love the layout, the orientation. Looks like we're in an editing mode because there's a check box to be able to do something with there. So name, plant type. It looks like that one might just be a placeholder. Status, caution, status good. So the tough thing for me is to understand the difference between what the water drop icon is and what the watering can icon is.
Yeah.
Because they look like they're almost like gas gauges, where like, you know, we have like 75% water full.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
My only thoughts on that are maybe it might be more intuitive to add a label. And this kind of harkens back to a design principle, which is coined by Stephen Krug, which is don't make me think. And in any case, you can design an interface that can be very explicit, that doesn't make people wonder what it's about. That's the safer bet.
Yeah. I mean, definitely on the right track in terms of this progress bar. I assume when it's 100%, that's when it's like hydrated and all this stuff. So, yeah. But maybe if I click on it, maybe we'll get. Oh, here we go. Boop.
Ooh, what is that?
All right.
What is that?
Plant is good. Just grade it out. I guess I'm done watering that plant. Done watering that plant.
Well, what is that?
Oh, wait. We're scrolling.
What is
we're
that?
Scrolling, people.
What does that exclamation point mean?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Something happened.
Boop. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I see.
Boom. Watered everything. You're welcome, plants.
That's kind of cool.
So, yeah, I think that was, let's just click through all these. Boom, 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 boom. One more. Boop.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool.
Very cool.
Love the idea. And quite a few screens. Considering they were just given this today and Andrea just reviewed it at noon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like literally just given the brief.
Yeah.
That's really impressive.
Very cool. Looks like we have one more that just kind of rolled in.
Let's take a look.
Valentine. Oh, my habits.
Ooh, okay. We got design
Little
meeting.
schedule.
Design meeting. Oh, that's fun. It's like a selected state. Music lessons. Reading a book.
Yeah. Oh, and see what it does here, by the way?
What is the deal?
Like, it's like at 80, or excuse me, 75% at this point.
I see.
And then when you click on it, watch it fills in. Boop.
I get it. So the difference between each, so this is supposed to be not a selected state, but a completed state.
Yeah, like as soon as you click on it, it's completed for that day. And it's the idea of, I forget that checklist app.
Sure.
You're supposed to build chains, so it's as many filled in circles as possible.
I see.
Like you have these runs of really long.
Wait, show me the unselected one again. My only thoughts on this are maybe you can be more explicit with the completed state, because to me I thought they were a selection. And I thought that maybe we're selecting 4 items to then do something with. And it might have been like,
Yeah, I think these are like already pre-built, right? I assume this is like, we've already set up the list.
I see. Cool. But even a simple tweak like making the background color, like you see music lessons, it could be all purple with white text. But we might come into the same problem with that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, don't listen to me.
No, you're good. You kidding me? Very nice, though. Very cool. Well, congratulations to everybody.
Yay.
Look at that. Valentine crushing it. Boop. Boop, boop, boop. Let's get a bigger smile than that.
Yeah. Give him the okay emoji.
You got it.
Type it in.
Ooh, is it right there? Can I
Is that
just
it?
do-
Oh.
Oh, maybe that's just for...
No, that was it.
like
That was it.
I think it was just add color. Like what you're picking the color. Here's okay.
Oh, yes.
Great entries today,
Boom.
everyone. You are all winners. Everybody's crushing their habits. Everybody's learning. XD getting better day after day, and we just started. So this is literally day one. But my favorite one, really, to be honest with you, is this one.
No.
That's so nice. We're wrapping up though, man. We're down to like our last couple minutes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know if we can like switch over to you, sorry.
Oh, you broke it.
I broke it.
Oh.
I don't think this is working for the guest computer. Sorry.
There it is.
I broke it.
That's all right.
We're okay though, I see. I could tell Paco smiling by his mustache.
So we've pretty much got our one-page design already set up and designed. So we've got all of our components. So just to do a quick recap for those of us joining us, we've got our header, we've got this hero section, this hero CTA button has been componentized, this multi-tab selector has been componentized, these drop-downs we didn't define, but we could. Same for these form fields, these this heading section, as well as these what do we call these? Leg rows.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
leg rows.
And then you can see the difference here. This is one with some actual information plugged in, and then here's what it looks like as a default. So taking that, applying it over to a mobile viewport, making sure everything looks right and is optimized for a mobile experience, rearranging some of the information to fit into this card layout a lot better. And so check this out. The beauty of having this design system that we've created is now if we decided to have another page, like if we wanted to have an about page or anything, we don't even need that stuff. So we can actually, so I'm gonna press A to get my artboards coming up. And I'm just gonna go ahead and click on Web 1920 to create a new artboard. We don't have to start from scratch anymore. We actually have this plug and play recipe of all of these things. So we're just gonna plug and play a couple things. We've got our site header desktop. We're gonna plug that in. So it's kind of like a sandwich. You start with the, you create you create the top bun, then you create the bottom bun, and then you just like a la carte choose what kind of sandwich you want. Where's my footer?
Oh, you were just right at it. Down to.
Did I do it? Oh.
There you go.
It's because
There we go. Get the top bun, the bottom bun.
It's because
Get a little sandwich.
It's because I labeled them all wrong.
You're
So yeah,
fine.
don't do what I did, and make sure you do a good job labeling.
You're totally fine.
So I've gone ahead and created a couple of, or I've selected a couple of other photos of Tokyo that we can just like potentially use. So let's take this one, if we were to create a new page, and just plug it in and see what it looks like.
Do we have a name for this app?
No? I
Can
figured
I
you were,
recommend one?
yeah, I figured you were gonna name it.
Toki Go. So lame.
Did
That's how you know it's the end of the day. We're down to like our last couple of minutes.
Did you just make that up?
Yeah.
Toki Go?
Toki Go.
I'm down with that.
Yeah. Toki Go.
Yeah, all the guys in the room are just looking
And
at Paul.
we just decided we're going to give you all a 20% discount at Toki Go.
Dude.
You go there now, you get a 20% discount
Dude, check
for
that
this
out.
app that is not. That looks gorgeous, actually.
This looks pretty.
Looks so good.
Dude, I made that in like 2 seconds.
Yeah. It's nice.
Hold on. Oh, let's type it out, bro.
You better,
How do you spell it? How do you spell it?
Toki, T-O-K-Y-G-O.
Okay, hold
I'm
on.
not saying. Well, no.
Okay, hold on. Toki Go. Oh no, Tokyo. Oh, Tokyo.
Tokyo Go. Tokyo Go. That also works too. I see it.
So we're in this case we're just gonna mess around with it because we're gonna bring in Modesto. This is just for fun.
I
here.
like
Tokyo Go.
Tokyo Go. Hey, it works.
Oh, can you kern here?
I don't think so. I noticed you're holding on the shortcuts like you do in Illustrator and stuff, right?
I know.
Totally. That's what I'm like. Is it there?
I know. I wonder about that. So
But he
just
likes
tracking.
it. Sarah, hopefully you like that. We will give you a 20% discount on your flight out to
dude.
Tokyo, but coming back, we will charge you 120%.
Dude, I just figured
So
out.
we can make our money back.
You totally can, Kern. So check this out. I'm gonna.
Oh wait, did you?
I'll show
yeah.
You. I'll show you. Check this out. Look, here, so it's kind of a workaround. It's a little bit of a hack, but it totally works. So if you find yourself really needing high-level typographic control between two characters, what you can do is select one character, and then you can basically track.
That does work.
You can just track the one character, because otherwise this would just be tracking. Otherwise, character spacing in this case, or on the web it's called letter spacing. But if you just control this one, have this one letter selected, you can actually kind of like fake kern it. So I'm actually gonna do that
And it's like, it is real kerning actually, right? Because you're doing it in between the letters.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing fake about this.
Nothing fake. Nothing fake about anything. This is actually a real site. If you go out there right now, just kidding. Tokiolo. All right, Tokiolo. That's it for us. It's time to Toki go, buddy.
I actually like that a lot.
Thanks,
changed
man.
it.
Hey, we're not even on your screen anymore. Look at this. Look at this handsome man right here. That always is coordinated and perfectly tied together. We just appreciate you, James Hsu in the house. Oh, Jamesy, across the web and everywhere, right?
That's right.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing you online. Thank you everybody for hanging out with us. Full day tomorrow and Thursday, as well as some Friday. But did you have a good time?
I had a great time. Thanks for having
We
me.
always appreciate this guy. Just hanging out. It's too easy hanging out with him, and he's an awesome designer, so we appreciate you, man.
Oh man,
Thanks so much, sir.
thank you.
Bye, everybody. Have a good day. See ya.
Bye.
Uh-huh.